Funny faces, serious issues, a look at caricatures and cartoons. Cartoons, we love them. They make us laugh, they entertain us, but they also reflect our world, even if it's through a distorted lens. And sometimes that distortion can be harmful. We're talking about caricatures, those exaggerated drawings that often poke fun at people's features. While caricatures can be funny, they can also be used to reinforce harmful stereotypes, especially when it comes to race. Think about it. How many times have you seen a cartoon character with huge lips, wide noses, and exaggerated features meant to represent someone African? These images, while seemingly harmless in a cartoon, have a real-world impact. They contribute to a culture where certain features are seen as undesirable, even ugly. This essay isn't about canceling cartoons, it's about understanding the power of images, the history behind them, and how we can use animation to create a more inclusive and respectful world. A not-so-funny history, the roots of African caricatures. To understand how we got here, we need to go back in time. The use of exaggerated features in art has been around for centuries, but the specific caricatures we see associated with Africa and Africans have a darker history tied to colonialism and racism. During the colonial period, European powers used caricatures to dehumanize African people. These images depicted Africans as primitive, savage, and unintelligent, justifying their subjugation and exploitation. These images were everywhere, in books, newspapers, advertisements, and even scientific illustrations. These caricatures weren't just about making fun of physical features, they were a tool to legitimize oppression. They served to create a power dynamic where one group was seen as superior and the other as inferior. This legacy of colonialism continues to cast a long shadow on how African people are represented in media today. Painting a continent with a single brush, stereotypes in action. So, how did these early caricatures shape the way Africans were portrayed in cartoons? The unfortunate answer is that many of those harmful stereotypes were carried over into animation, especially during the early 20th century. Cartoons from this era often depicted Africans as simple-minded, lazy, or cowardly, reinforcing harmful prejudices that were already prevalent in society. Think about some of the most iconic cartoons. How many times were African characters relegated to sidekick roles, often voiced by white actors? How often were they portrayed as tribal chiefs with bones through their noses, far removed from the reality of diverse African cultures? These depictions, no matter how unintentional, have consequences. They shape how people perceive an entire continent and its people, reducing them to a few simplistic and often negative traits. From caricature to character, a new generation of cartoons. The good news is that the world of animation is changing. There's a growing awareness of the harmful legacy of these caricatures, and many animators are working to create more diverse and respectful representations of African people. This shift didn't happen overnight. It's the result of years of activism, criticism, and a growing understanding of the importance of representation. People are demanding better from the media they consume, and creators are starting to listen. This change is about more than just avoiding harmful stereotypes. It's about creating characters that are fully realized individuals with their own unique stories, aspirations, and complexities. It's about portraying Africa in all its diversity, showcasing the richness of its cultures, histories, and people. Celebrating diversity positive examples in modern animation. We're seeing more and more cartoons that are challenging the old stereotypes and presenting positive and nuanced portrayals of African characters. These cartoons move beyond simple representation. They celebrate diversity and offer authentic portrayals of African experiences. Take for example the critically acclaimed animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The film features Miles Morales, a young Afro-Latino teenager who becomes Spider-Man. Miles is a well-developed character who grapples with real-life issues, breaking down stereotypes and inspiring a new generation of viewers. Another great example is Hair Love, a heartwarming short film that celebrates black hair. The film tells the story of a black father learning to style his daughter's hair for the first time. It's a beautiful and relatable story that highlights the importance of representation and challenges narrow beauty standards. Drawing a better future cultural sensitivity and accurate representation. This progress is encouraging, but there's still a long way to go. The fight against harmful stereotypes requires ongoing vigilance and a commitment to cultural sensitivity. Animators, writers, and producers need to engage with African communities, listen to their stories, and work collaboratively to create content that is both entertaining and accurate. Cultural sensitivity isn't about being politically correct. It's about being aware of the power dynamics and historical context that shape our perceptions. It's about approaching storytelling with respect, humility, and a willingness to learn. Accurate representation matters because it shapes how we see the world and our place in it. When children see themselves reflected positively in the media they consume, it empowers them. It tells them that their stories are valid, their experiences are important, and their dreams are possible. The road ahead, progress, challenges, and the power of laughter. The journey from caricature to character is ongoing. While we've made significant progress, there's still work to be done. We need to continue pushing for more diverse voices in animation, both on screen and behind the scenes. We need to support studios and creators who are committed to telling authentic stories that reflect the complexity of the world we live in. And most importantly, we need to keep talking about it. We need to have open and honest conversations about representation, stereotypes, and the impact of media on our perceptions. Laughter is a powerful tool, and we can use it to challenge injustice, spark dialogue, and create a more inclusive and understanding world for all.